My testing, my testing. Hello student, thanks for waiting. So yeah, quite a lot of students join for this live, and I want to thanks my moderator Alvin and Craig Lee, who are moderator trying to help me here, and then I think most of them don't understand Mandarin, so if anything need them to help, please type in English so that they can help to reply. And yeah, so let's begin about this paper. Okay, and then whoever want to download this paper, you can go to my Discord, and my Discord over there, you can choose YouTube Live. Should have a channel called download file, and then you can just go there and download. If anything you need help over there, you can ask the Elvin or Claire. Yeah, I hope they can try to help you. If they are busy, then maybe you can PM me. And yeah, just now you already see the poster, right? So basically, yeah, next Thursday, which is November, right, I will begin my uh sort of the memberships classes, which is we will discuss about the model paper for SPM Add Math only. So if you need any help for modern math, don't join, alright? Because some student ask me, does it include modern math? No, it's only Add Math. And then no worry, from now onward until your SPM exam, every Wednesday, whenever I'm free lah, unless I got something to do. Yeah, every Wednesday night I will do one paper. Okay, so like if today I do paper 1, maybe next week I will do paper 2 for this real exam paper. And then if finish already like real SPM paper, then we will go to the state paper. But for this so-called the membership classes, I will I will start doing the model paper lah, which I will find some similar paper, and then yeah, I will just upload to the Google Drive, and then the student can just download and discuss together. That one is on the Thursday night. Alright, so anyways, if you don't want to join, you are fine, and then you can still join the Wednesday night one, which is free one, but the Thursday night one need to pay 40 ringgit per month. Alright, so do not want to waste your time, let's begin this real SPM paper last year, 2021. And because last year when a student just came out, my student told me, so the paper is really hard, and then I just laugh at my student, say maybe it's just like you are not good enough, so you find the paper is very hard. Until I really go into it, a few questions is really surprisingly hard. Yeah, I expect we have some K-bar question in SPM MF, but a few questions like wow. Even I do myself, I also literally like check how to do actually stuck me for a while lah, and then after a while I try and error blah blah blah, then eventually I got the answer. Especially the permutation one, the one of the questions say about improper fraction. Yeah, that one I think kind of need to do manually. If any one of you later you know some smarter way, please let me know. I got the answer by doing manually. Yeah. Okay, but still luckily like 60 to 70% of the question in this paper is still fine. Just like 20 to 30% for me is considered surprisingly hard. Yeah, compared to the last year SPM paper. And I believe this is also the first KSSM paper, right? Because 2020 is still KBSM, right? Yeah, so this one considered the first KSSM paper. So yeah. So okay, let's begin the first one. Even this 2 mark, I would say it's quite a lot of words for 2 marks. So first thing is they actually show some arts. Okay, show an art AB. We subtend an angle of pi over 3. Use a very professional word subtend. Alright, at the centers O. So the radius of the circle is 2 centimeter. I know radius is 2 cm. And then find the area of major sector OAB. Alright, because a lot of students, if you doesn't see carefully, you doesn't see the word major, you might got wrong. So major sector basically is everything's at the back here. This is so-called major sector. Okay, so but in terms of pi also, that means you can't just type everything into the calculator. So first thing is I need to find this angle. We know 360 is 2 pi, isn't it? So this angle we call 2 pi minus pi over 3. Alright, area of sector formula is quite easy. Half r squared theta. Alright, then I will just plug in. So area is half, my r is 2 square, my theta is 2 pi minus pi over 3. Yeah, I believe you should be able to type 2 pi minus pi over 3 in your calculator, right? Yeah. So this one, 2 and 2 I cut. So time this one, I should get 10 pi over 3 as my final answer. Because they want your answer in terms of pi, so you don't need to change the decimal. This is how you get the 2 mark. But pay attention at the word major sector. Because if you find a minor sector, you're going to find this sector, right? So which is not correct. Of course, you can still use the pi r square to minus the minor sector to get the major sector. If you want to do that, yeah, you can go ahead to do that. Can anyone share the links for Discord channel? I believe the Discord channel should, the link should add the description. If you, so for the what Asri has one, if you cannot find, you just let me know again. But I believe it's in the description over there. The Telegram link, Discord link, even I think my Facebook link also, yeah, at the description below. Go to check it out. All right. Next question, linear law. All right. This question actually is for the Cambridge MS student. Is very common, but because ln is not so common in SPM, definitely a lot of students told me, sir, ln is in our textbook. Yes, I know, but if you see the past 10 years, you seldom see ln question in SPM. So yeah, this one might make some students find a bit difficult. Yeah, if you can understand, it will be good. Because this one is a straight line. Whenever straight line, we have a formula for it, isn't it? Linear equation. What's the linear equation? Y equals to mx plus c, right? You can see my y and x is quite big because I'm going to see what is my y-axis and x-axis. My y-axis is ln y. M is a gradient. It's easy. I can find my gradient here. And x is ln x. C I do not know. I'm going to write plus c. So I can find the gradient by using the gradient formula. The gradient formula tell me is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? So which is 7 minus 1 over 5 minus 2. So ln y equals to, this one is 3 over, 6 over 3, which is 2. Ln x plus c. Okay, then I need to find the c. I need to plug in the coordinate. Okay, must be very careful. I say many times in my live streaming. Let's say I want to plug in 2, 1. A lot of students will do like this. Also very easy. Ln 1 equals to 2 ln 2 plus c. Then you don't need to continue to do already. If you plug x and y like this, the following step will be wrong. So you must be very careful because a lot of students will think this is x coordinate, this is y coordinate what? But if you see carefully, your axis changed already. You no longer on the y-axis and x-axis already. So the 2 itself is the value for ln x. And the 1 itself is a value for ln y. So you cannot sub into x and y. In fact, you need to sub into the whole thing. Ln y is 1, and then ln x is 2 plus c. Then c is negative 3. Then ln y equals to 2 ln x minus 3. But the question asks me to do y in terms of x. That means I want to make y the subject. So you should know when ln y equals to a, y will equals to exponent of a, isn't it? Because ln basically is a log base e. So you move to the other side, you get e power of a. By understand this logic, y is equal to exponent of 2 ln x minus 3. Done. Y in terms of x. Alright, I hope this 4 mark is not too scary for you. Alright, so yeah, this is not the scary question. So yeah, let's move on a little bit. Alright, this question I think should be fine, maybe. Okay, we have a geometric progression. A is given 217. Common ratio R is given 2 over 3. Find the maximum value of n. That sum of the first n term of the progression is less than 650. Maybe it's a log question, I don't know. Sn should be less than 650. Okay, so I will just sub Sn formula. Since R is less than 1, I prefer use this formula, 1 minus Rn over 1 minus R. Okay, so I'm going to plug in my A, 217. 1 minus my R is 2 over 3 power of n, which is n here, over 1 minus 2 over 3, less than 650. I want to solve this one. So first thing is 217 divided by 1 over 3 first. Because bottom 1 minus 2 over 3, I get 1 over 3 at the bottom, right? So it's 651. Alright, so 1 minus 2 over 3 power of n less than 650 divided by 651. Alright, then I'm going to move around. 2 over 3 power of n equals to 1 minus 650 over 651. Then, yeah, you can see this what happened for 2-mark question. I have no idea why so many words for 2-mark. This one should be 1 over 651, right? So in order to find the n, okay, this one you must be very careful. You can add the log 10 for both sides, or you can add the log 2 over 3 for both sides. Yeah, both are fine. Okay, let's say I just add the log 10 for both sides, okay? So here I will add the LG, here I will add the LG. Okay, then log rule tell me power I can move to the front, right? Then I have n log 2 over 3 bigger than log what? 1 over 651. Okay, now if I want to throw the log 2 over 3 to the other side, a lot of students will just do like this. It says, sir, is divide what? What's wrong for this step? Anyone can spot any mistake for this step? I want to find n. I throw the log 2 over 3 to the other side. But why I say this step have the problem? Because if you check the calculator, log 10, 2 over 3, you will realize it's actually a negative value. When we do inequality with the divide or multiply any negative value, our symbol need to change direction. So therefore, we need to change from bigger to become less than. Because I divide, this is negative value, we divide the negative value. Do you get the idea? Then the rest of the thing is just type in the calculator. So it's log 10, 1 over 651 divided by the answer just now. So my n must be less than 15.98. Okay, so over here you should be, they ask you to find a maximum value. Why do they ask you to find a maximum value? Because when n must be less than 15.98, your n can be 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and so on. So among all these values, the maximum value will be 15. Because 15 is the biggest integer you can get here. So n is 15. This is the reason why they say find the maximum value. Okay, so yeah, quite a lot of work for 2-mark. No choice. Let's just do as many as you can. Okay, the difference between the fifth term and sum of all the terms of the progression. Okay, the challenging part over here is the question doesn't tell you how many terms you have. So a lot of students might start here. Sum of all the terms of this progression. I want to sum 10 terms, 20 terms, 30 terms, 100 terms, 1,000 terms, or 10,000 terms. We do not know. Because this is not like we can test. Because sometimes we can test like maybe the progression value cannot get negative. Meaning it's the area of volume, so must have some value, so it must be bigger than 0. From there I can test the last term. But in these cases, we don't have any information. So in this kind of case, right, I will see is my R between -1 and 1. If my R is between -1 to 1, I know this one is a sum to infinity. Okay, this is how we sum all the term by doing sum to infinity. Okay, and then fifth term is T5. No surprise. So over here, the only tricky part is get the idea. Sum all the term means how many terms? If R is between -1 to 1, we do sum to infinity to find sum of all the term. Get it? So yeah, do T5 first. AR n minus 1, right? AR n minus 1. So this is 217 multiplied 2 over 3 power of 4. Okay, some value here. I thought we can simplify, but end up we can't. It doesn't matter. So 3472 over 81. And then I do sum to infinity. A over 1 minus R, right? The formula. 217 over 1 minus 2 over 3. So basically it's 217 divided by 1 over 3, right? 651. Since I want to find the difference, I take sum to infinity minus T5. So, yep. So, therefore, I will get something like 651 minus 3472 over 81. 3472 over 81. Alright, does the question want whole number? No, right? Okay. 608.14. This one is how I get my final answer. I still remember the part B for sum of all term. I think it's related to the part A, which is the first 50 terms, so I do wrong. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes it's actually because even at the A over here, they doesn't say 15 is the last term, right? They just say something like, oh, when you sum over 15, you will get less than 650. Yeah. But actually, I think you do that also, you get quite close because sum of all the term is 651. So if 650 is kind of close to the last term, somehow maybe your answer is still correct. Depends how the marking scheme mark lah. If the marking scheme says they must see sum to infinity, then you will be minus mark over there. Alright, next question. Okay, we have a equation of the curve y equals to x plus 2x power negative 2. Find the gradient of the curve. This one is dy dx, no surprise. 1 minus 4x negative 3, right? Find the gradient function. Yeah, done. This is A. B. A straight line touch the curve at the point P. And the line is perpendicular. It's perpendicular to that straight line. Find the coordinate of P. Alright. Yeah, this one is considered a little bit confused. So right now, you have one line will touch at the point P. But this line will perpendicular to another line, which is y equals to negative 2x. Okay, y plus 2x equals 0 is y equals to negative 2x. So therefore, from here, I know this one can help me to get my gradient of normal. There's no way I get a gradient of tangent from here. So therefore, I will need to find a normal. So my gradient of normal is negative 2. Then from there, I can get a gradient of tangent. My gradient of tangent is negative 1 over gradient of normal. So which is negative 1 over negative 2, which is 1 over 2. And why so important to find gradient of tangent? Because you know gradient of tangent is same with dy dx at the point P. I say one more time. The gradient of tangent is equals to dy dx at the coordinate P here. So therefore, I want to find coordinate P, right? There's an xy here, definitely, for coordinate P. So therefore, I will just say dy dx will equals to 1 over 2. So this is 1 minus 4 over x cubed equals to 1 over 2. 4 over x cubed equals to 1 over 2. So x cubed equals to a. Then x equals to 2. So after I got the x, I need to find x and y, right? Because they want a coordinate. Then I will sub back to my y equation. So y equals to 2 plus 2, 2 power of negative 2. Okay, so I can get my y coordinate. You can type in a calculator. Plus 1 over 2, right? So which is 5 over 2. Yep. Then I can go to get a coordinate P is 2 plus 2 plus 2, 5 over 2. Alright. I think the only challenging part is a lot of students do not know how to use this straight line y plus 2x equals to 0. you have the idea how to use it. Like this question shouldn't be too difficult, but it compared to other dy/dx question, normal tangent question, this one considered quite tricky. Okay, so yeah, anyways, I hope you can understand and find it helpful to you. Let's move on to the next question. Alright, quadratic inequality, and yeah, this question also a little bit not hard, but a lot of algebra. Yeah. So anyways, let's do it together. Alright, so find the range value of x such that fx is bigger than 0. So x squared plus 3x minus 4 bigger than 0. If you are using this model calculator, you can play some cheat. Because this calculator have the function called inequality. I can enter. Power is 2 lah. Then I can choose a pattern I want. Obviously, mine is pattern number 1. So I choose 1. My A is 1. My B is 3. This is negative 4. Alright, then the cheating here actually tell you the answer. X must be less or equal to negative 4, and x will be bigger than 1. Okay, I know this one should be my final answer. Then from here, definitely I will do manually. So I know this one should be x plus 4, x minus 1. Alright, then I will pretend, draw out a graph, and give me a 4 and negative 1, bigger than 0, go these two directions. Alright, then x is bigger than 1, x is less than negative 4. Done. 2 mark for part A. Okay, then we go to the part B, which is the alpha beta, quadratic. Right, so first thing is px plus q minus fx. We have an fx, we just insert our fx equation. Equals 0. And then, yeah, and then they tell us this equation have the root of alpha and beta. So state alpha plus beta and alpha multiply beta in terms of p or an nq. Alright, so basically I want to change them into a quadratic pattern, and then from there I can get my sum root and product root. Okay, so rearrange first. Multiply the negative into it. Maybe I throw the whole thing to the other side. X squared plus 3x minus 4. So I make it 0. This is x squared plus 3 minus p, factorize out the x. These two terms, this is the same term, right? I factorize out the x. And then minus 4 minus q. Alright, then from this quadratic equation, I can take my sum of root, right? A lot of students should know sum of root is minus b over a, right? And product of root is basically c over a, right? Alright, so by understanding this one, I'm going to take the sum of root here, which is alpha plus beta. B in this case is 3 minus p. Over a is 1. So yeah, so this one is basically p minus 3, right? Yeah, I got the value for alpha plus beta. Okay, then I want to do product of root, which is alpha multiply beta. Is c over a. My c is the whole thing, right? Minus 4 minus q. A is 1. And I got the answer for alpha multiply beta. Okay, this is the first step. Should be still fine. Because they ask us to state these two values, so I literally state already. State basically, I don't think it's 1 mark. I think it's 1 mark only. So this is fine. Okay, so the root of this quadratic equation. So we have another quadratic equation. Have this kind of root. 2 over alpha and 2 over beta. And then, yeah, such that r is a constant. Express p in terms of q. Alright, so from here we have another equation. Let's do something here. With x squared plus rx plus r equals to 10. We know we cannot take out a, b, c if the quadratic equation is equal to some number. Because we can only decide a, b, c when it equals to 0, which is we call quadratic general form. So in this case, I need to move the 10 to the other side first. X squared plus rx plus r minus 10 equals 0. Okay, now I know my a, b, c already. This one obviously is my c lah. This is my b. My a is 1. Alright. Then I have the root here for this equation, which is 2 over alpha and 2 over beta. So, okay. Now I want to do my sum of root. Sum of root is negative b over a, which is negative b is r, and my b is r, so it's just minus r. because a is 1. Alright, sum of root basically means 2 over alpha plus 2 over beta equals to negative r. Alright, so make them same denominator, alpha beta. So this one should be 2 beta plus 2 alpha equals to negative r. So you can factorize out the 2. So this is beta plus alpha, or alpha plus beta over alpha beta equals to negative r. I have the alpha plus beta, which is somewhere here, which is this one, p minus 3. Okay, alpha plus beta is p minus 3. And we still have some alpha beta, which is minus 4 minus q. Minus 4 minus q equals to negative r. So I want to throw the negative to the other side. So I prefer throw the negative to the bottom. Yeah. So my r is 2p minus 6 over 4 plus q. Okay, my first equation. Then I need to do the second equation. So after we done product sum of root, now we can do the product of root, right? So we just do a product of root here. Product of root basically is c over a. So c is r minus 10 over a, which is over 1. It doesn't matter. So product of root basically means these two roots, we multiply them. 2 over alpha multiply 2 over beta equals to r minus 10. So this is 4 over alpha beta equals to r minus 10. Okay, we can sub my r into this equation now. And then I also can sub my alpha beta into it also. So my alpha beta is minus 4 minus q. My r is 2p minus 6 over 4 plus q minus 10. Okay, I factorize out the negative from here so that I can make them same denominator. So minus 4 is 4 plus q minus 2p minus 6 over 4 plus q equals to negative 10. Now they have the same denominator. I can group them together. This one is minus 4 minus 2p plus 6 equals to negative 10. I'm going to cross over multiply it. So this is 4 minus 2p equals to negative 40 minus 10q. What they want? I also we lost p in terms of q. Okay, make p the subject. Then it's still fine. Negative 2p equals to negative 44 minus 10q. Am I make any Karen mistake here? Sorry, this is 2, not 4. 42. So P it should be 21 plus 5Q. Done. Yeah, a lot of work for about 3 marks here. So you can see, where should I start? Okay, first they actually give us this equation. So what I'm doing here is, from this equation, I make them into a general form by move the 10 to the other side, make it equal 0. After it becomes general form already, I can quickly know what is my ABC. Then I remember how to get the sum of root, negative b divided by a. How to get a product of root, c over a. Then I ask myself, do I have my root here? Yes. The question tells you your root is 2 over alpha and 2 over beta. So sum means both of these roots, they plus together. You will get b over negative b over a. Then product of root means this root multiply each other. Then you will get c over a. Then by solving that already, you should know both of your equations have an r. But some students might ask, sir, why don't you make p or q as a subject? Because the question want me to do p in terms of q. So they doesn't mention anything about r. So over here, I know if I make r as subject, I plug into another equation which has r here, then no more r already. You imagine one equation with r. Then you sub into another equation which has r also. Then r sub into r, no more r, then your equation only left p and q. By solving it, make p a subject, you can get the final answer correct. 3 marks. It's a bit crazy for 3 marks. I'm afraid I won't have enough time to answer all the questions. You are right. It's a bit tricky. So make sure you sharpen your algebra skill. Really one. Because I have a lot of students, even that take MF until Form 5, their algebra is still very weak. They solve all the algebra questions like simple factorization by depending on a calculator. Because calculator can do a lot of work. And the examiner also know your calculator is very advanced, can do most of the work. So this is the reason why you can see 2021 paper, a lot of questions that purposely don't want to let you use a calculator to solve one. They want you to in algebra, P in terms of Q and R in terms of S and blah blah blah. So make sure all of advanced students you go to practice your algebra, indices and all that. Yeah, make sure at least you know how to do manually, not just depend on your calculator only. It's very important. Alright, yeah, this circular motion question also surprised me. I won't say it's very hard, but I will not say this question is an easy question. Alright, so let me drink a water before I start this question. Anything you want to ask me? Alright, because I always tell my students circular motion is very easy. Close one eyes can get full mark. I'm so sorry to my ex-student. Yeah, because all of them think, oh, sir say circular motion is very easy. But when they go to SPM exam, they see something like this. Okay, let's begin. So the diagram 3 show a trapezium. So obviously we can see a trapezium. And the sector ABHG. So yeah, the sector is quite not so obvious. I'm going to help you. So ABFG, there's a sector here. So this sector, first thing is, this one is the same length. Isn't it? Because they are sector, here must be radius, here must be radius, right? Okay, first logic. And then you also have the AHD is an arc of the circle center B. Okay, so then we have another length, which is called what? AHD. So AHD, this is arc length. Okay, let me use other color, maybe red color. You can see this arc length, AHD. Okay, but the problem here, what's the problem here is, this so-called semicircle, oh my god, it's so ugly, the line. Why it look like a straight line? Maybe I have no potential to draw a circle. The problem is this one, yeah, you can see it's actually stopped somewhere. It's not really a semicircle. It should stop somewhere like this to get a full semicircle. Then center is B. So this one, this is the radius, right? And this one is the radius also, right? But then this radius is not really the radius, because the radius should be the whole thing extend after C. So over here, I cannot say BC is same length with BH. In fact, the BH is longer than BC, because like I say, because this semicircle, right, the BH should be C to maybe M here, B to M, something like that. So yeah, so because at first I thought they are the same, then yeah, I realized they are not the same. But anyways, if I draw the B to D, yeah, this one is the same length. It's R. Okay. Okay. But understand this one, now we can insert some length here. So we have some BC, which is 8 centimeter. And C to E, here is 8 centimeter. Then we have some ratio thingy. CD equals to 3DE. If you have no idea what is this, you can change them into a fraction. CD over DE is equals to 3. So I just throw the DE to the other side. 3 means 3 over 1. So CD ratio DE is 3 ratio 1. Basically CD here going to be ratio 3. This one going to ratio 1 for ED. So 4 ratio for 8 centimeter is actually not hard to guess. 1 ratio is 2 centimeter, isn't it? So I quickly erase this 8 centimeter, make this one become 6, and then here have the short one, here have 2 centimeter. Okay, then I can quickly get my R here by doing the Pythagoras, right? You should be able to see a right angle triangle for you to do the Pythagoras here. Yeah. So yeah, I get my R also. So it's basically 6 squared plus 8 squared, which is 10. Now I got my radius already. Okay, but the question not asking me to find radius yet. They asked me to find the angle CBD. CBD, they asked me to find this angle. So in order to find this angle in 4 decimal place radian, so I can just do the shortcut. So yeah, I can use all the sine cos tangent, but let's say just use a tangent. 6, 8. I'm going to get a so-called CBD. I'm going to use tangent theta. 6 over 8, opposite over adjacent. Then change the calculator to radian. I'm going to shift tangent, 6 over 8. And then 4 decimal, 0.46435 radian. This is how you get a 2 mark here. Okay. Then they ask us to find the parameter of shadow region. Yeah, this is the interesting part. Okay, since here is 10, here is 10. Okay, so over here, you must be able to see a right angle triangle hidden in between. So you need to connect a line between H to A. Because this line is 10 also. And this radius, this is 10. So if you see carefully, I believe you should be able to see a right angle triangle here. What am I talking about? I mean equilateral triangle. You should be able to see an equilateral triangle here, which is what Segi-Tiga-Sama-Sisi. So from here, we know it's 60 degrees each. 60 degrees in the radian world we call pi over 3. So all of this is a pi over 3. So it's pi over 3. So you should know each of these will be pi over 3. Okay. Why this is important? Because I need to find this angle in order to find this arc length above here. So then I can use the 180, which is pi, minus pi over 3 and minus the theta. Then I can get so-called this angle. So let's find this angle first. We call angle HBD. HBD. So it's just pi minus pi over 3 minus 0.6435. The question doesn't say, yeah, they say pi u 3.142, right? Yeah, just follow them. Minus 3.142 over 3. I hope one day SPM will fix this problem. Pi can just let us use the pi in the calculator rather than fix specific value. Okay, this is 1.4512 radian. Then I can get the arc length of the HD. So arc length formula is r theta. R is 10, right? 1.4512. So it's 14.512 centimeter. Okay, now I got the first arc length over here. So how do we know AH is 10 centimeter? Yeah, because okay, very good question. Because just now at the very beginning, I do tell you, not I tell you, the question do tell you, ABHG is a quadrant. Quadrant means what? One circle, they cut it into the 1/4. So that means this one is the quadrant. BG what? ABHG. So if this one is a quadrant, then definitely all the length in between must be radius, right? Any line here must be radius, right? Do you see it? It should be the radius from the center A. So therefore, I can easily say A to H will be radius also. So it will be 10. So here will be 10. So here will be 10. You got it? Yeah, I hope I do answer your question for Asri. Okay, so okay. Then I need to find another length, which is GH. So in order to find the GH here, I know quadrant, this is 90 degrees. I already know there's a right angle triangle, right? So if this is a right angle triangle, it's 90 degrees. Then I can find the angle of what? GAH. 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 So GAH is 90 degree, which is pi over 2, 3.142 over 2, minus pi over 3, 3.142 over 3, which is pi over 6, right? 3.142 over 6. 3.142 divided by 6. So it's 0.5237 radian. Now I can find the arc length of GH. So it's r theta, 10 multiplied 0.5237. So it's 5.237 centimeter. Okay, so then almost got it already. Now we got this arc length, this arc length, and then do 2 centimeter, we are fine. Okay, we kind of need to solve about GH. And then, okay, I believe the question do tell us a midpoint, right? G is the midpoint of AH. Then yeah, GH here is 10. We solved already. Now the last thing we need to solve is F to E. Okay. Because here is 10. So the total length here is no surprise. The total length here is 20. But here is 8 centimeter. Why so important? Because I want to draw a right angle triangle, use Sokato, to use Pythagoras to find the length of FE. So when I draw one line, perpendicular line, I want to make sure here is 90 degree. That means here is 20, right? Bottom I'm going to use 8 centimeter. Because both sides is 8 centimeter, then I can assure they are 90 degree. So if you see carefully, you should be able to see a right angle triangle look like this. So 20 minus 8, this is 12 centimeter. Then the bottom is 10 plus 8, which is 18 centimeter. Do you see that? I literally draw out this thing. I draw out this triangle. This triangle. Okay. Find the area of perimeter. They want to find a perimeter. So this is F to E. So this is F to E. Oops. So therefore, my FE, I can do the Pythagoras, 12 square plus 18 square. Square root of 12 square plus 18 square. So it's 613. Okay, now I can find all the parameter. Now I can find the parameter already since I have everything. Yeah, find the parameter, right? So the parameter of the shadow region is equals to this arc length 14.512 plus this arc length 5.237 plus 2 centimeter plus 10 centimeter plus the 613, sorry. Then I'm going to plus all of them, plus 14.512 plus 5.237 plus 12, 53.38 centimeter. 4 mark. Yeah, I would say a loss of work for the 4 mark questions. Yeah, because circular measure 3 to 4 mark is like close one eyes, you get the mark. But this one, you cannot close the eye. You need to open your eyes big in order to get the full mark. Even though the first time I make a carrot mistake, I write this one as 10. Because I thought, oh, just take that part. And then now I couldn't get the answer, and then I know I made a mistake here. This length is 12. Because it's very not obvious, you need to do it very carefully in order to get this mark. Okay, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this circular measure question. At least you learned something here. So this paper ruined my life. Not too bad. Okay, question 7. Vector. The diagram 4 shows a location of 4 stations in the school fields on a Cartesian plan, such that BCDE is a parallelogram. Alright, part A just tests how much you can understand. E to D, and then D to B, and then B to E. So if starting point go until the end, you go back to the starting point, the value of the vector is always 0. Because you cannot go back to the starting point. Okay, so yeah. So in this case, it's just 0. It just basically tests you how much you understand about vector. I really enjoy it, teacher. Okay, good, you enjoy this kind of question. Okay, then right now we have a path from a station E to a station D. It's parallel to the x-axis and the displacement is 11. Okay, here is 11 meter from E to D. Okay, according to the question, using the vector triangle rule, find the resultant vector from a station E to C. So they asked me to find the E to C. Okay, so from here, it's not bad, right? Because we know these two have the same gradient. So I would just assume, okay, I would just assume what they want. They want the resultant vector, right? They want us to find this vector. Okay, so this one, E to D, I'm going to write into the vector form. I would just assume this move 11 units, right? So it should be 11, 0. Because it's parallel to x-axis, means it doesn't move up and down. So the y value is 0. So I can say E to C is basically E to D plus D to C. So this one is 11, 0. And D to C, you can see is actually parallel, right? They are parallel to E to B. E to B, sorry. So which is called 4 and 10, right? You can see he move 4 units, move 4 here and then move 10 here. So yeah, 4, 10. So plus 4, 10. So should be 15, 10. If you want Cartesian plan, you can say 15i plus 10j. Okay, 2 mark for E to C. Okay, now a boy run from the station E and to a cone at K. So K is 5p. At the velocity 3i plus 4j. He takes t seconds to reach the cone. So based on the given information, write a vector equation in terms of t and p. Hence find the value of t and p. I think this one is a bit K-but for SPM student. Even Cambridge, I do learn Cambridge Add Math, I do learn a formula called R equals to A plus VT. R is the position vector, A is the initial position vector, and V is velocity, T is time. So when I see something with velocity and time, I will use this formula. So basically what this question trying to say is they were from E to a cone at 5p. So 5p, I will just assume maybe it's this line, because this line x is 5, right? So they can from here, E, they run to any point at this line, we do not know. Maybe k is here, or maybe k is here, we do not know. So it can be either one, or even k can be at the bottom, we do not know. So we kind of need to, but actually they do give us some hints, because the velocity is 3, 4, like 3 unit like this, 4 unit going up like this. So he's actually moving something like this, 3, 4. So like he take how many seconds to reach k? The 5k. Oh, sorry, 5p. The coordinate is called k, but yeah, he moves some p unit because it's 5p. So for me, I know this is the initial position. This is the position vector I want to reach. So I will just label this one as my R, which is 5 and p. So because it depart from E, right? So I will just assume A is my initial position vector, which is E, which is 1, 1, 1, 1. And I have my velocity. Velocity is 3, 4. time in terms of t, so I just write a t here. So this is the equation they want. So they ask us to write an equation in terms of t and p. Yeah, as you can see, my equation actually in t and p. And then hence find the value of t and p. Then I will just comparing the I, and then after that I done already, I comparing the j. So comparing I first. So 5 equals to 1 plus 3t. So 3t equals to 4. So t is 4 over 3. Okay, then p equals to 1 plus 4t. So p equals to 1 plus 4. T is 4 over 3. So p is 16, 19 over 3. Done. This is how I find the p and t. By this one is basically what I'm doing is I comparing I. And then this one I'm comparing j. Okay. So basically means yeah, so he going to move like 3 4 3 4. It take about I don't know 1.33 seconds to reach the point K. And then yeah, and then this one is sort of 19 over 3 is like 5 point something, right? Or 6 point something, 6.33. Okay, so but the problem for this question is I don't think SPM students do learn about this formula. Yeah, if anyone do learn in your or do see something like this in your reference book, do let me know, or in your textbook. But so far I teach SPM, I seldom use this formula, but I always use it in Cambridge Add Math. So if you don't know this, maybe you can do a try and error. You can do a try and error. I believe you still will get the mark. But anyways, yeah, this 3 mark is so-called K-byte questions. So yeah, you should enjoy it and try to understand it. Okay, so let's move on to question number 8. Okay. For this question number 8, right, it's more like they want to test how much you understand the formula. And then in a lot of unknown form here. So let's see what this question is. Given the point B. I remember you teach in the master class. Yeah, hi Dyson. Yeah, he was my master class student last year. Yep. So luckily I do mention in master class. Yeah, sometimes I also cannot remember. I also didn't watch back my own tutorial. But yeah, whoever already joined the 40 ringgit one, you can go to watch back the vector video in my master class. I do make quite a lot of video there. Yeah, and you can watch for free. Not free, mean you already pay 40 ringgit per month, right? So except for joining my live class, you can go to, because I have I think about 70 videos over there. Yeah, you can watch, which is for last year one. Okay, anyways, let's continue back this one. Okay, so B divide the line segment AC in this ratio, and C coordinate is RS. So I do not know where is the C. So in this case, since B is a line segment in the middle, so I just randomly draw it and call this one as C. So C is R and S. Okay, then derive a formula of the point dividing a line segment. So in the ratio M and N. So in these cases, what we want to do is we use the ratio formula. So mx1 plus nx2 over m plus n, comma, my1 plus ny2 over m plus n equals to the xy. Xy is a coordinate at the middle, which is B, coordinate B in this case. Okay, so I just use this formula here. Okay, so I can say the x coordinate is m multiply r, mr plus n multiply p, mp over m plus n, comma, and then my y coordinate, I will do the same thing. I will use m multiply the y coordinate, ms, and then use this one multiply the q, plus nq over m plus n. Yeah, I think this is what you want. It doesn't show they derive the formula, right? Yeah, you can write like this. Or if you prefer, you can just group them together, also can. Just something like, okay, mr plus mp over m plus n, comma, ms plus nq over m plus n equals to xy. You want to write like this, also can. I think both are fine for 2 mark. They just want you to derive the formula, means basically when all my constant value change or my ratio change, I can just use this formula to finish my work. This is what that means by they want to derive the formula. Okay. Then now they give us some A value. So A is 3, 2. You can see over here my A is P and Q, right? So from the graph, I mean from the diagram, my A is PQ. So P is basically 3, Q is basically 2. And then they got the coordinate B also. B is XY, right? B is XY. So basically right now, B they tell me is 6, 0. So from here, I know my X is 6, my Y is 0. Okay, by getting all this information, they ask us to state the range value of R and S if M is less than N. Okay, interesting. Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to maybe use this information for the first equation. And then I will use the second information for the second equation. Let's do it. Okay. First one first. My x is 6, right? 6 equals to m. R is unknown. Plus np. My p is 3, so it's 3n over m plus n. So I'm going to crossover multiply. Equals to mr plus 3n. And then I'm going to solve the n. 6n minus 3n equals to mr minus 6m. And then I'm going to factorize out the m. R minus 6. This one is just 3n, isn't it? Okay, so okay, crossover multiply. M over n equals to 3 over r minus 6. Okay, why do I do like this? Because fraction I can change to the ratio if I want to. So this one I can do the m ratio n is 3 ratio r minus 6. So over here, the question do tell me this one. M must less or equals to n. So if this thing happen, m must less or equals to n. That means 3 must less or equals to r minus 6. So by doing this one, I know r must bigger or equals to 9. Done the first inequality for r. I know it's a bit tricky because first a lot of students just say, sir, so many unknown in one equation. How possible we can get the answer? Yeah, the possible way is you need to group them m and n with some other unknown. Because why? If you in this fraction, you can change the ratio. From the ratio, you can add in the inequality, whatever you like. Not whatever you like, basically you need to follow it. If you say m is less or equals to n, you need to follow. Then follow for the other side of your equation. Then from there, you can get one of the inequality. Yeah, I know it's a bit crazy. So we're going to do the same thing for the second equation, the blue color one. Okay, I'm going to use a pink color letter. So my y is 0. This is m s plus nq. Q is 2, so this is 2n over m plus n. So this one, m plus n move to the other side, multiply 0 is still getting back 0. Then I get ms plus 2n equals to 0. So I will say ms equals to negative 2n. So m over n equals to negative 2 over s. So since m must be less or equals to n, then I can say never mind, maybe I put a ratio. I can say negative 2 but less or equals to s. So s must be bigger or equals to -2. Another inequality. Yeah, this is the way we do this kind of question. Yeah, so that we can sort of get the range for R and range for S. And we do until so much, guess how many marks we get here? We get 2 marks. Congratulations to ourselves, just got the 2 marks by solving the algebra. So I do not know how they give the mark. For this kind of question, I think this one itself already worth 4 marks if you ask me. But yeah, literally you got the 2 marks, congrats. Then let's do another 2 marks. Find the value of P if this straight line is parallel to AB. Okay. Parallel means what? Parallel means they have the same gradient, right? You should know this one is intercept form. So from intercept form here, we can easily get our gradient. Then we can do parallel to that line. Okay, so okay, let's find the gradient of AB first. Since we have the coordinate already, gradient of AB is y minus y over x minus x. So it's basically -2/3, isn't it? Y minus y, x minus x. Yeah, -2/3. So this line is parallel to it. So yeah, so I can get a gradient by doing -y-intercept over x-intercept. Because this is intercept form, so I can literally do this. Since they are parallel, they have the same gradient. So -2/3 equals to -p/6. Yeah, I can cancel the negative for both sides. Then p equals to 4. Okay, so yep, this is how we do this kind of question. Parallel basically means they have the same gradient. Then yeah, this 2 marks is way more easy than the part 1. So yeah, because even why I say the part 1 is a little bit K-bar is, even though when I start to read the question, my mind have no idea how to start. So it's not like the easy question, because most of the question, when I start reading the question, I already have some working what I should do in my mind. But this one I read finished already, I say okay, because I know above here I have so many unknown. So of course, from my experience, I know this kind of question, maybe I need to insert the value and then trying to get some fraction and change the ratio. But then it's not like very clear cut, because I know 4 marks for part 1 and part 2. So I thought the range should be very easy. I can literally see and got the answer, but not in this case. So yeah. But the good news is, even though you cannot do the part 1, you only lost 2 marks. You need to see at the positive side. Yep, this is question number 8. Yeah, maybe 3-1. I am not 100% sure. You can go to check the marking scheme. Yeah, but it's like 2-2 is like a bit crazy. All right. Yeah, finally we have something not too scary, which is number 9. Okay, this diagram 6 actually show the shadow regions are paused by the curve. We have a curve equation, and y equals to gx as a straight line, x equals to 2. So you should be able to see this as a straight line, x equals to 2. So it's given that the area under the curve y equals to gx represented by this thing. So find the equation of gx. Okay, so this pattern I would say is not common in SPM Add Math. Why? Because if you see carefully, this is what happened after we integrate. We draw this kind of bracket, right? Remember, if we integrate something like from a to b fx, then we will say the final answer is, let's say we integrate f prime x. Okay, so it's basically we are getting back the fx, right? And then a and b right at the back. So you can see this is exactly that pattern. We draw a bracket and then we write a 1 and 2 from here to represent this one from 1 to 2. So if you understand this one, then we kind of want to work backwards here. So in this case, if we integrate, we can think something like this. If we integrate the gx from 1 to 2, we are actually getting this thing. Negative x cubed plus 4x squared minus 4x. 1, 2. Isn't it? So right now they ask me to find the gx. So in order to get rid of the integrate sign, what we do here is we add the different ddx for it. Because we differentiate, we can eliminate the integrate sign, right? So I will ddx here. So you just imagine the 1 and 2, it doesn't matter, you cancel out. So my gx is differentiate of this one. So it should be negative 3x squared plus 8x minus 4. So one mark for differentiation in SPM, because in Cambridge, they at least give 2 marks for differentiation, but here it's just 1 mark. Anyways, maybe it's the differentiation is easy. And then ask us to find an area shared in the region. So from here, actually it's not too hard also, because we can just integrate the upper one minus we integrate the bottom. We integrate gx, we're getting the blue color shaded region, right? If we integrate the x cube equation, we are getting the whole thing, right? So if you use the whole thing to minus the blue color one at the bottom, then you should be able to get area of shaded region. Okay, I hope you get the idea. So this area will just integrate from 1 to 2. This one, x cubed minus 6x squared minus plus 12x minus 6 dx. I will minus the bottom one. They already integrate for me, which is done integration already. X cubed plus 4x squared minus 4x 1, 2. Okay, so yeah, let's do this one. This one integrate, I get x4 over 4 minus 6x cubed over 3 plus 12x squared over 2 minus 6x 1, 2. This one I can start to insert my value. Minus 8 plus 16 minus 8 minus, this is negative 1 plus 4 minus 4. Okay, so okay, now this one is 2, this one is 6. Yeah, I can insert the value lah. I'm a bit boring to do this, so never mind, just do 16 over 4 minus 2 and 8 minus 6x squared, right? 6x squared, 6, 4, 24 minus 12. Okay, then minus sub the 1 into here, so it's 1 over 4 minus 2. 2 times 1 is 2 minus 6. Hey, there's a plus here, right? There's a plus here. Sorry, there's a plus here. Shit, this is plus. Yeah, there's a plus here. So this is plus 6 minus 6. Yeah. Then here I can just type in the calculator. This is 0. And this is 1. Okay, minus 1. And here this is 4. Okay, this minus I will get a 12 minus 16. 16 minus 16 0. Okay, interesting. 6 minus 6. Okay, this is negative 7 over 4. Okay, so this is 7 over 4 minus 1 lah. So yeah, 3 over 4 as my final answer. 4 mark. Okay, you can use a calculator, no worry. Just do carefully. Yeah, this one consider normal questions. It's not that hard or not too difficult. Anyways, yeah, this one nothing much to say, quite easy. Yeah, this is sort of K-bar. It's not extremely hard, but it's not easy either. Especially the last part, like what is this? The last part. By calculation, suggest the cylinder that fulfill this condition. They actually want you to form the cylinder of the maximum volume. Yeah, at first I thought maybe it's a differentiation. because I have some maximum cylinder volume. I always do in differentiation. But anyway, it's not really a differentiation. They want to use a two different way to complete the task lah. Basically, they actually is the assignment. Okay, they actually ask you to do a quick assignment in your exam. Yeah, because in assignment actually we did something like this, but it's not so exam type. But yeah, you know, K-bar is something like this as usual. Is there any way I can get a marking scheme? I think you can just go to buy the past year paper. Yeah, I bought in I'm not sponsored by the publisher. Okay, but yeah, so this is not a sponsor. So you can go to buy something like this. Yeah, I think it's about, you can buy in Shopee also. Yeah, from the Yakin, and then you can buy from the Shopee. Yeah, this one is the past year from 2000. Yeah, I think they, and then they insert some model paper also. Yeah, you have the marking scheme inside. I believe some students do scan the marking scheme and share online. You can just go to check it out. Okay, where am I? Okay, let's begin. Let's come back to this question 10. Alright, so the aluminium roll have this length 55440 mm and can be cut into the 72 section. So the length of the first shifts is x mm, and the length of subsequent shifts is increased 20 mm. So a ton is assigned to cut the aluminium roll. So state the length in the first three aluminium shifts in terms of x. Okay, this one is bonus mark, it's not too bad. The first term is x, the next one is plus 20, right? The next one is plus 20 again, so plus 40. Okay, this one is considered very kind 1 mark questions. Okay, this one. So Atan has completed 2/3 of his tasks. By determines the value of x, calculate the total length of the last 18 shifts has been cut. Okay, so when I first time I do this one, I literally skipped the first sentence, so make my final answer actually got wrong. So first sentence is very important, because so what the Atan want to do here is you need to cut about 72, cut out the 72 section. But then he only finished 2/3 of his tasks. So basically he doesn't cut out all the 72 section. They only cut out 2/3 of it. So 2/3 times 72. So 2/3 times 72. So basically he only finished cut out about 48. So right now, from this 48 section already cut out, they want the last 18 shifts. And they want to know the total length. So what I will do over here is, I will do S48. S48 is basically sum from the x, keep on plus 20 until all the 48 term. But they do want all the 48 term, right? They want the last 18 from the 48 aluminium that already cut out. So I will minus S30. So if I minus S30 here, I literally get from 31, 32 to 48, isn't it? Because this one, I checked the marking scheme. The marking scheme also gives the wrong answer. The answer is correct, but the explanation in the marking scheme seems very weird to me. So I literally stuck like how to get that answer if they want the last 18 piece. So actually they do want the last 18 piece. It's not like 72 minus 18. It's not like from the 55 to 72. No, they want from 31 to 48, which is the last 18 piece when he only completed 2/3 of his task. Yeah, a bit tricky. Okay, so if you understand that one, so if this one I minus already, I can get from term 31 to all the way term 48. So it's 18 of them, isn't it? Sounds make sense to you? It doesn't sound make sense to you. It's not a good news to you. Alright, so okay. So then what I'm going to do is, yeah, then I can do it now. But before that, in order to do this, right, I need to know the x. So luckily, I know all the 72 terms give me 55440. So I'm going to use this one to do my x, to find my x. So yeah, so let's do S72 first. So S72 is 55440. So 72 over 2. This is arithmetic, obviously. 2a, a is x, right? Plus n minus 1, 71. D is 20. Equals to 55440. So 55440 divided by 72 over 2. So it's 1540. 2x plus 71 times 20. 1420. So 2x is 1540 minus the answer 120. So x is 60. So once I got the x is 60, so I know first is 60, then I plus 20, I get 80, I get 100, and so on, right? This is my progression. So right now I want to do S48 minus S30. So S48 is not too hard, right? 40 n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1 d minus the same thing, n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1, 29 d 20. Okay, then you just type everything into the calculator, you should be able to get the correct answer. The only challenging part is just trying to understand the question. But once you understand already, it doesn't seem like super hard. Minus, okay, this one I can do 15 now, right? It's some simple math I can do in my brain. Okay, so 14940 mm. This is the total length for last 18 pieces. Okay, so yeah, last 18 sheets has been cut. Alright, then let's have a look at the assignment. Right, so the cut of the aluminum sheets can be formed into one open container, open cylinder. This one I demo many times in my life, just in case some student might still lost here. So if let's say I cut out a piece of aluminum, if this aluminum I rotate like this, I actually got an open end cylinder. Do you see this cylinder? This end is open, this end is open. So it's still a cylinder. But now the problem is, this question they say there's two ways to form a cylinder. Because from here, I can rotate like this. You can see if I rotate like this, I got a cylinder like this, isn't it? But however, if I rotate like this, you can see this right now, this is my 2 pi r. And then this one is 50 mm, right? If you read the question carefully, you should know this, 500 mm, this is 500 mm. And this one is, should be my last pieces. But then, I can rotate this one. Then I rotate like this. I also got a thinner cylinder. Do you see that? I got a thinner cylinder. Right now, this one will be my 2 pi r. The length of the aluminum is basically my height. It's not the 500 mm. So there's two ways I form a cylinder. First, the cylinder like this, I rotate. I got the shorter but fatter cylinder. Yeah, you can see it look like this. Or I can rotate like this. I also get another cylinder. Okay, so I hope you understand what this assignment trying to ask us to do. So then we can come into this question. So the sheets can be formed onto the open cylinder at the both end in the two different way. When Atan complete this task, so right now he complete already, you know. Complete means what? He already cut out all the 72 piece of it. So his brother has chosen the last sheets to form the cylinder with the maximum volume. So they want the two different way. by calculation, suggest the cylinder that fulfill the condition. So right now, I want to know what is the last pieces here. The normal one is the height is still 500 mm, isn't it? Which is 50 cm, but we use mm. So last piece is definitely the T72, right? So I will just use the A plus M minus 1D. A is 60, right? Plus M minus 1, 71. D is 20. Okay, this is the formula A plus M minus 1D. Okay, to get the last pieces. So 60 plus 71 times 20. So the last pieces, this one is measuring this length, 1480 mm. So right now, this is the last pieces it cut out. It cut out these pieces. The dimension is 1480 times 500. Okay, so right now I want to use it to form the first cylinder. And then I want to calculate the volume of this cylinder, definitely. Okay, so the height of the cylinder is not hard to guess. It's 500 mm. But the circumference of this cylinder is basically this length, isn't it? Because like just now I show you, I rotate it. So because of this one, I can get my R from here. So circumference is 2 pi R, isn't it? So 2 pi R equals to 1480. So R equals to 1480 divided by 2 pi. The question doesn't say want to live in pi or what. If you want, you can live. If not, you can say 740 over pi. Or you can just literally divide the pi. But this question, does it say pi is 3.142? I just use back 3.142. Or you can just live in this one. But let me live in terms of pi, so my answer is more accurate. Then I can get the volume right now. Volume of cylinder is pi R square H. R square H is 500. Okay, now I can sort of get my pi. Okay, so I can get my final answer. But since later we still need to comparing, see which one actually give us largest volume. 500. So let me round off times 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, 72 by 10 power 7 mm cube. Okay, but like I say, this piece of aluminium, I can make it vertical. This is 500. Then this is 1480. So if I rotate, I should get something like this. So you see carefully, you should know right now your 2 pi r is equals to 500, isn't it? So 2 pi r equals to 500. My r is 500 divided by 2 pi. My r is 250 over pi. So my volume is pi r square h. H is 1480, right? So let's change it. So it's 2.94 multiplied 10 power 7. So by comparing, which one actually gives you maximum volume? Obviously the first one, right? So comparing both methods, the methods number 1 give me maximum volume of cylinder with dimension of radius 740 over pi, and height 500 mm. Yeah, you just use your own way to give a conclusion. So I don't really like this kind of question, but yeah, this is what it is. Because here they ask you suggest a cylinder, right? They fulfill the condition. So because we want to suggest a cylinder, mean after I give you this suggestion, you can actually create exactly the same cylinder as my suggest. Some student might ask, sir, why don't we just straight away give them the volume? If today I suggest a cylinder, I tell you this volume without telling you the radius and height, is it possible you create an exactly same cylinder or not? Which is not possible, right? So whenever you want to suggest, right, I will just recommend you use the right dimension so that people can imagine how your cylinder look like, so that they can create a same cylinder again. Okay? Yep. I'm quite hungry. We still have some question. Okay, I think I will leave all these questions for the next classes. Yeah, I see all of you are so supportive. I think now it's almost 11 already, and all of you are still here. Okay, especially this part 2 is so tricky. Yeah, you all can go and try it out. Yeah, I already upload this paper at my Discord. So anyone want to try out all these questions, you can go try it out. Later soon I will upload the paper 2 as well, so that you all can check it out. Yep, so I think today the live streaming will stop here. I'm a bit tiring today also. So next Wednesday we'll continue this one and the paper 2 also. I want to thanks about 65 of you stay until the end. Please help me to click the like and share this video to your friends, so that YouTube algorithm know, hey, this video is not too bad, can help some students to understand some questions. And any one of you if interested to join my masterclass, which is start on next Thursday. Every Thursday we'll have one class that we'll discuss something like this, but for the model paper. So yeah, you feel free to click the join button at my YouTube channel, and you need to pay about 40 ringgit per month lah. But this 40 ringgit, you literally can have weekly masterclass with me, and you can access to, I think it's more than 170 hour video in my member only content. So if anyone interested to join, or your friend might be interested, help me tell your friend as well. So thanks for participating until now, and I wish all of you good luck and good night. I think good night is better than good luck, right? At the late night right now. Sleep tight, and I'll see you around my YouTube channel. And thanks my moderator, Claire, or I'm not sure Alvin is still here or not. Yeah, thanks for helping the chat over here. I'll see you guys again on next Wednesday. Bye bye and good night.